Before Fairy Tail became a struggle between the guild and Zeref, it was a simple story about a merry band of adventurers taking on different jobs posted on their guild notice board. But there was always one mission that was so dangerous that no one even attempted it, except Guildarts. That is the 100-year quest, and that is the entire plot of what this sequel series will revolve around, if you couldn't tell from the title. One thing though, this series is not newcomer friendly. The original Fairy Tail is a prerequisite. It starts with 3 new members joining the guild, and after interacting with the guild for about 5 minutes, the 3 turns to 1, and that 1 is Toka, who only joined the guild because of some obsession she has with Natsu, who is miles away talking to Shenron's uncle, who's also Roshi's uncle. It's a weird family. And he's also the one who gave out the quest in the first place. The quest itself is to seal 5 god dragons, who apparently were just always around and are all as strong as Apnologia. And the reward will be a fulfillment of 1 wish, which is quintessential of the Shenron family, and it will probably end up in a similar way. As the main team begins this impossible mission, back at the guild, suspicion is thrown upon their newest member by Jalal and Ganjil, who are investigating her separately. Now, if you love Fairy Tail, then a 100-year quest is just more of what you love. In fact, reading this made me realize that Fairy Tail is one of those stories that can go on forever, like the DC Marvel comics, but with a new adventure every time. Now, the story goes back and forth between Natsu's group and everything going on with Toka back at the guild, which gives them a lot of opportunities for interactions and a lot of comedy coming from the different guild members, which is something you need for Fairy Tail to be Fairy Tail. Because Fairy Tail has always been X-Men meets Hogwarts meets Ed, Edd n Eddy. A magical story of adventure involving an organization of people who see each other as family, always getting into these unnecessarily hilarious hijinks. That is Fairy Tail. And it's clear this isn't exactly a cash grab. They didn't run out of ideas when writing this. The story introduces us to the Dragon Eaters, a variation of the Dragon Slayers, or 5th generation Dragon Slayers, who get their magic from eating dragons, which is metal. Not that metal, more metal than that metal. When it comes to interesting characters, my extreme bias will always put Erza as number 1. She is by far the most interesting character of the story. You can come at me. But if I should put my bias aside, it would be the water dragon god Toka and Natsu. 5 more dragons out there in the world, I want to see how that will affect Natsu. There is this big mystery of who Toka is, why she's interested in Natsu, and why Jalal is after her. The water dragon god, whose name sounds like a mental condition, is one of Natsu and the gang's 5 big targets, but he doesn't really seem like that much of a bad guy. And like Toka, there's a lot about him that's shrouded in mystery. When it comes down to it, Fairy Tail 100-year quest is just more driving on the same party bus.